That's Belgium, the Netherlands. I would have to be cooked out of my mind off Rotterdam high grade or something a lot stronger to consider this as potential food. Surely.
Oi, listen, you're judging. Did you try it though? This thing here, this fish, it looks freaking good, man. It is good. It's delicious. This too. How can you not like this? I love airta soup. I love pea soup. It sounds weird if you say pea soup. I don't know how you cannot like this. This too. How can you not like? It's chocolate and bread. How can you not like it? This is okay too. It's not great, but it's okay. I can eat it. I don't know what the that is. That does look disgusting. What the fuck is this? Hi YouTube, welcome back in hell. My name is Cypress and today we're gonna take a look at European stereotypes explained. And this video is by Geopold. If you don't know, I'm European. I live in the Netherlands, born and raised here. I might not know a lot of these stereotypes because you know, your girl lives under a rock. I don't touch grass. I'm home all day. Let me know if your country isn't here, if you agree with what's being said in the video.
Eastern Europe, the Nordics, the British Isles, Southern Europe, Western Europe.
Why was he eating sand?
Fake Europe. We all have our own stereotypes. And today I'm going to be going through all those European regional preconceptions and rating if said stereotype is accurate or not on a scale of 1 to 10. Basically, random myth busting. But yo, I'm European as well, so it's okay. I swear it's okay.
99% European guy.
First off, Germany. The general kind of stereotype for these guys is that they're obsessive recyclers with no sense of humor at all.
First time taking out the rubbish in Germany.
The idea of them in my head is that they're either rich, clean cut.
Wait, we do that here too, so I'm really confused. I'm really confused.
Lycra wearing guys called Wilhelm or some shit. And they always wait if there's a red light at the crossing.
I wait too! What is wrong with that? Why would I not wait if I don't have any reason to go?
If there's not a car in sight. Or they're on the complete other side of society. Football hooligans or techno gimps or both. And the only time these two types of Germans cross paths is at 6 a.m. when the unhinged techno goblins are on their way home from the club.
Honestly, Germans, you look like Dutch people, man. We're all the same.
Completely fucked up. And the clean-cut Germans are on their way to their 300,000 euro a year job, designing eco-friendly toilet seats or some shit, using a sustainable form of transport.
Toilet seat.
I actually wrote that before I visited Germany a couple weeks ago, and now that I'm back, I can say for a fact, whilst it turns out not everyone wears Lycra and pedals 1,000 euro bikes like it's a matter of life or death, they are absolutely obsessive with recycling and also crossing the damn road in the correct way. This was genuinely the worst thing about Berlin. Berlin might actually be the best city on earth if they A, didn't have the Brandenburg Gate, and B, didn't care so much about fucking jaywalking. Like, I'm trying to get places, man. I'm trying to be efficient with my time. If there's not a car in sight, I don't want to hear
Listen, that is fine. If you want to do that, you can do that. But tell me, I always wait for the red light. Why do people judge me for that? Just leave me be if I want to do that. I don't say anything to you and you do the opposite.
Collective from the crowd of people waiting when I inevitably cross the fucking road, dude. It's my life, okay? If I evaluate something's risk-free and perfectly sensible for me to do, I will do that. You know what I won't do?
You can do that. You can do that.
Orders that make no sense. Sound familiar, Germans? Yeah, so I was in Berlin with the boys, right? One day, I woke up late. Everyone was on the other side of the city already. And like a true German, I cycled from Schöneberg to like fucking Mitte. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, during this bike ride, I kid you not, I got told off by the police for giving way to them. I was in the bike lane at an intersection. My lights were green, but there was a police van turning towards the crossing. So naturally, I stopped dead in my tracks like we do in the UK. Turns out, my generosity and submission to the authorities was offensive to these guys. The 5 German bike-obsessed weirdos behind me start screaming. The policeman leans out the window and shouts what I can only imagine in a German translation is fucking cross the road, you English. That's how crazy they are about
crazy.
following the rules in this country. The rules literally take higher precedent than the police themselves.
How are you supposed to do that if they're going that way?
My initial perceptions of German people, in truth, they are actually probably more of a hybrid between these two stereotypes I had. Because, for example, in Berlin, I swear to God, we was in some dingy, dark, degenerate techno club. All the insane shit you can imagine happening. So many fucking laws being broken. But on God, in the corner, there was a bin with all the special recycling sections in it. Germans could literally partake in the freakiest, fucking, most illegal, immoral, insane shit your brain could ever comprehend.
It's important!
Refuse to throw their
It's important to separate your trash, man.
last bottle in the wrong part of the bin. It's truly a phenomenon. I'm thinking 7 out of 10 for accuracy on that stereotype. Austria and Switzerland are almost exactly the same. However, their stereotype is a lot more based around cattle herding and stein sinking. More rural, less German born. I've been to both these countries now, and the only really massively standout stereotypical thing that's 10 out of 10 correct is the fucking price of I paid 30 euro for a burger.
30 euros? What the
Fucking quid for a
holy shit?
Not even a Mackey's. A Burger King. In Vienna, if you live there, the price of housing is actually dirt fucking cheap because, you know, they actually care about their citizens. But if you go as a tourist and you're trying to like book somewhere to stay, oh my God, man. I was literally scrolling booking.com doing the Napoleon pose. This was me, fam. Prices are insane. All of this went half an hour over the border. You can get a literal fucking mansion for 20 quid a night. Switzerland especially, though, is very well known for being ultra expensive. And I definitely fucking found out. So this is like 100% accurate, okay? I back this with proof. The craziest thing I came across in either of these countries, though, which really supports my previous jaywalking insanity claims, is that in Vienna, yeah, they got very decent fines for crossing the road in the wrong way. But the wildest thing about this is that if you jaywalk and people follow you and jaywalk as well, you get their fines added to
crazy. If you're jaywalk, I guess you're an influence. You influence them to do that, so you need to be punished. What if people do that on purpose because they just hate you? If you hate someone in Switzerland, I guess that's what you gotta do if you're petty.
to yours because like you instigated it apparently. What the fuck? Yeah, not gonna lie, both these countries live up to their stereotypes. 8 out of 10. Now the Benelux region, that's Belgium, the Netherlands and Luxembourg.
Oh, here we go.
These guys are seen as like Germany light. They're still
yeah, I can see that because like I said, when he said the German stuff, I was like, isn't this just the Netherlands too?
very hyper-focusy and OCD about trains, recycling, cleanliness, and bikes. These guys love their bikes more than their significant others.
Bikes everywhere.
However, they're also like Germans in that with great strictness and compliance comes a desperate need for an outlet, something gritty, disgusting, and naughty. Hardstyle gabber, skinheads, football hooligans. But what about big stereotypes? First things that come to mind are waffles, both Belgian and Stroop waffles, canals, windmills, and DRGS. Yeah, a big stereotype we have in the UK at least is that these guys are massive. Don't
do drugs, kids.
Heads. I'm talking bags of anything. Specifically for the YouTube employees watching, I'm talking about big shopping bags full of Belgian beer and moule frites. Yeah, I don't know. There might be some truth with this stereotype though, because I would have to be cooked out of my mind off Rotterdam high grade or something a lot stronger to consider this as potential food. Surely.
Oi, listen, you're judging. Did you try it though? Try it. I was born and raised here, but I'm not actually Dutch, so I did not grow up with like Dutch food. It wasn't like something that we eat at home. But this thing here, this fish, hiding, I don't know what the that his name is herring. I have avoided this thing because I thought it looked disgusting. Okay, I've avoided it. I'm like, ew, why would you eat that? It doesn't look good. And then later on, when I became an adult, I was like, okay, you know, let's just try this. Maybe it's good. And guess what? It looks freaking good, man. It is good. It's delicious. I don't care anymore what people say. It's so good. This too. How can you not like this? I love air soup. I love pea soup. It sounds weird if you say pea soup, but I love pea soup. Growing up, my mom made like her own version of this, like with the spices, etc. that we would use in the kitchen of my culture, and I loved it. But I also just love the Dutch version too. It's just so good. I don't know how you cannot like this. This too? How can you not like it's chocolate and bread? How can you not like it. This is okay too. This is okay. This is okay. It's not great, but it's okay. I can eat it. I don't know what the f that is. That does look disgusting. What the f is this? I don't know what this is.
Yeah, realistically, the drugs are more of a touristy thing, along with the windmills and waffles and canals. And if there's one thing that would deeply, deeply hurt a Beneluxian citizen, it's labeling them based off what British tourists do in their lands. I'm gonna say 2 out of 10 for accuracy. Otherwise, I will have a Dutch revolution in the comments. They'll all just angrily spam that
Hey, you
one
don't want
word.
that?
They always comment for some reason.
Oh, that one word? Oh, is it gekoloniseerd? Because every freaking time when I mention on stream that I'm Dutch and it is a Dutch person that's in stream talking to me or in the comment section anywhere, they comment gekoloniseerd, which means colonized. God damn it. Stop it!
Hungary. Their general stereotype is that they're mean and most likely involved in some kind of crime. Now, this one is just not true at all, man. In reality,
I didn't know that. I didn't know about this stereotype.
I found that Hungarians are actually quite nice, hospitable, and involved in crime. So 5 out of 10. Next up, Italy. I guess
Not even an explanation!
the main kind of stereotypes about Italians is that they're all either working for mafia mobsters or are the mafia mobsters and care way too much about food to be in a good financial position. Crime and food go hand in hand in this country.
Hey, you need to be fed well to perform well while you're doing your crime.
So much so that you will end up with like an entire multi-million-dollar mafia based around tin tomatoes with some...
What? How the Italian mafia makes millions from tin tomatoes? Migrant tomato workers are dying under mafia-like control. Are your tin tomatoes picked by slave labor? Oh my god!
really atrocious crime involved. Amazing. Overall, as far as I can say though, honestly, seems like a relatively accurate stereotype if we're talking southern Italy. However, from Bologna upwards, different world completely. Lamborghinis, designer clothes, thick pizza, white buildings, white people.
I love thick pizza.
So, I'll give this stereotype a 5 out of 10 for accuracy. Portugal. These guys have serious Balkan allegations. Because when you compare it to Spain...
Portugal's Eastern Europe. Oh, it's like really different.
Right? The big difference is that when they fell off, when the economy crashed and everyone got super poor in Spain, they rapidly urbanized. Now you're left with two of the biggest cities in Europe and nothing else. Everyone lives in Madrid or Barcelona. However, when the same fall off happened in Portugal, they just kept farming. They stayed pretty damn fucking rural. They didn't do anything to rectify the situation. So they're just poor and agricultural now.
Basically, man, you gotta stay
farming,
bro.
You gotta stay farming, bro.
You. Don't focus on no
urbanization,
bro. You gotta stay
farming.
Make
it's legal,
too, bro.
Oi.
Farming.
When you combine this with how they essentially speak Russian Spanish, you're basically looking at a Balkan country. When I was in Porto last year, I remember seeing a totally wrecked, falling down house with a shirtless Portuguese man drinking a massive super bock outside it, directly under the massive bridge, which is literally Porto's...
Why was I expecting Google Maps to actually show me that guy?
main tourist attraction. In Madeira, I was on the bus and the seat was stuck permanently reclined and the fan above me was dripping brown liquid. Hey, I've been to Eastern European countries which are less Eastern European than Portugal. I swear. Those stereotypes, those Balkan allegations are 100% true. I mean this in an endearing way, okay? I love Eastern Europe. Now, I was thinking, who could confirm this stereotype for me? Who do I know that could confirm this one? Well, how about...
Hey guys.
Hi, who are you?
Didn't see you there. My name is Motherfuckers, Roman. I'm a Russian YouTuber and welcome to my hood in Russia. No, it's not. This is actually Portugal, Lisbon.
You fooled me!
I know guys, crazy. Look at what's around me. Look guys, as a Russian who moved to Europe, to Western Europe, here to Portugal, I've been pretty, intimidated by the look of Western Europe. I was not really used to it. However, when I'm in areas like this, quite honestly, I feel like I'm at home.
That's crazy.
It almost feels like we're in Serbia.
Bro!
Portugal is a great place for an Eastern European to settle because a lot of the views here are close to my heart. So yes, Gio-Paul, you asked me to confirm that Portugal is indeed Eastern Europe. And as a certified Eastern Europe expert on YouTube, I definitely confirm.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know what European nation loves coming to Portugal,
No.
especially this bit of Portugal, that's Brits. Now, I've talked about Britain and British stereotypes way too much already, so I'm gonna hand this over to a certain Filipino man who is cursed with the burden of living in the UK to hopefully give a new perspective on the situation.
Yeah, I got a few things to say about the British, right? There's a few stereotypes out there. Okay, there's loads of stereotypes out there. And today I'm gonna address all of them because I am a British expert. I've lived among them. I've eaten with them. I've slept with one of them.
Okay.
I know everything about these motherfuckers, and I'm gonna tell you about it.
Number 1, bad teeth.
Yeah, they do. They do have awful teeth. And I don't know why. Apparently they got good dental care.
Yeah,
but they're always
why then?
crooked or yellow. I think it's due to inbreeding.
I think it's due to inbreeding. Oh my god.
Their women are ugly. Now, all women are beautiful.
I was about to throw hands.
But I can see where the stereotype comes from.
Number
Is the makeup?
T. This is kind of a pussy one, I can't lie. And yeah, I guess they do like tea. I don't know, I've seen more coffee drinkers though, and like tea is kind of mid, but we kind of think about it. It's not really
Hard enough. Number 4, they're all on coke. This one I just made up myself. This isn't like a common stereotype.
You made it
Yeah,
up.
they're all on coke. All of them. Bricklayers, they're on coke. Street workers, they're on coke. Bin men, they're on coke. Racist? Yeah, they're racist. Yeah, fuck it. I don't know. Okay, Leo, I hope you're happy. I got...
The
Well,
Irish
thank you.
stereotype is literally just alcohol. I guess the only other thing they're really cursed with abroad is, you know, being mistaken for British people. And as anyone with any slight knowledge of history will know, this is about the worst thing you
What
could
am I
possibly
looking at?
eat
I'm scared. Who are these twins?
in front of an
I'm
Irish
scared.
person. And whilst Irish
Wait,
people...
are they twins? They look like each other. Wait, maybe not even family. I don't know. It's the clothes. The clothes are similar. I'm scared.
People do tend to appreciate a bit of a moderate drink, let's say. The British Isles stereotype is so unforgivable. I'm gonna have to give this one a 2 out of 10.
I don't know why I'm so distracted by them. Why are they here?
Spain. Now, I can think of a couple big Spanish stereotypes. A, it's just flooded with the worst humans you could ever encounter in your life. British tourists. And unfortunately, despite them doing their best job at discouraging such behavior, I can confirm this stereotype about Spain. I've been on the bus through Marbella. I've seen things, straight traumatizing things that have given me so much shame for having this accent. But there
Oh my
are
God.
places, smaller towns, cities, without the plague of British expats. The problem is, no Spaniards actually want to live there because there's no economic opportunities. And when there's houses going for cheap in the Spanish countryside, you know who slips in? Fucking Brits. I mean, they already
Oh,
own a
yeah,
fucking
of course.
peninsula of your land. And with all the Brits buying up the entire real estate supply here, I think we could be looking at a total takeover by 2050. This stereotype is going to be getting a 10 out of 10, sadly. I've seen it with my own eyes. The lack of work relates to the next stereotype, though, which is that Spaniards are lazy. Now, this mainly stems from
Spaniards watching thinking I wouldn't mention this.
Spain. Everything closes at like fucking 1:30 p.m. There's no Spaniards out on the streets. You're stuck with the Brits for a couple hours. This is because these fuckers have what's called a siesta.
Why is there actually a siesta?
Which means midday nap. They essentially pause everything they're doing and sleep for a couple hours
Honestly, we should all pause and do a siesta.
in the middle of the day. It's so fucking funny, man. I love how Spaniards will defend this shit by reasoning that in Spain it's just too hot in the middle of the day to work, which I agree with. But the problem is the rest of the fucking world does not agree with this.
We should all agree. Why are we not agreeing? I mean, Netherlands is not hot, but I think we need it too. It's too cold to work. We need to sleep.
Wikipedia, there is a official list of countries ranked by average yearly temperature, which for some reason has 235 places listed as countries. I think it's territories too, I don't know. But anyway, place your guess. Out of 235 countries and territories, where does Spain rank
It's not gonna be on top. It's definitely not gonna be on
for
top.
average heat? Surely it must be top 20 if it's so hot.
The way that they say that they need a siesta, you would think it would be like number 1 or something, but it's definitely
They
not.
gotta sleep for 3 hours in the middle of the day. No? Okay. Top 50, surely. No? Okay. Top 100 then. Easy. No? Oh, well, it has to be top
is
150. No! Oh my god, Spain is listed as 166th. 200 countries and territories for average heat. That's it.
166, that is crazy, and they use that as a excuse. I mean, I don't mind it. I don't care. I think that's a good thing. We should all nap.
In the lowest fucking quarter of world heat. This is why everyone calls them so lazy. Look, do you think you'd see some geezer in Senegal taking a 3-hour nap in the middle of his work because it's too hot? No! And it's like 45 degrees on a cold day out there. Honestly, 10 out of 10 on this stereotype as well. Sorry, Spaniards, but you can't defend this, surely. France. Now, in Britain, we have some interesting views on the French. A friendly rivalry, you might say. Basically, just arguing over who can have
French MFs when you say London is slightly less than Paris.
slightly less capital city with 10 million people that's cold and ugly and on the other side of the channel. In my opinion, London clears, but we can talk about that some other time. In brief, the stereotype about these guys is that they're rude, arrogant, stuck up, posh, lazy, smelly, and yeah, in general, quite bad hygiene, which is quite the claim to make as British people.
It
Whilst,
is.
yeah, this might
Yes.
be a little bit true. From my first-hand experience, I mean, some guy literally tried to fight me for giving a homeless man money the first night
What? But that's none of the guy's business if you give the guy money or not.
I was in Paris. Because it encouraged him to be homeless, you stupid British man. I am better than you
Bro,
in
why does he care that much?
Hey, you scum. I eat snails and cheese you can't even comprehend, putain. However, I do actually think there are a lot of really nice, down-to-earth people who live in France. For example, the non-French people who live there. So, 6 out of 10 for accuracy. What about Scandinavia? The Norwegian stereotype is that they're all old-fashioned, bearded, gnome-like men smoking pipes, fishing for salmon in a fjord. This is completely incorrect. They're actually fucking ballers. And I have a conspiracy theory that Norwegians came up with this rhetoric in order to hide all the masses of fucking money they're making from public knowledge, so they never have to share out their resources or their trillions, and they can keep on being fake leftists and keep all their money to themselves. Completely untrue. 0 out of 10 for accuracy. The stereotype about Finns is that they're drunk rednecks and have nothing to do all day apart from drink Finlandia and drive heavy machinery. This is honestly probably about 80% true.
Oh my god,
because
what the
you gotta factor in
fuck
the
is that guy doing?
600,000 startup tech ballers that have slick back hair and gilets and basically generate all of Finland's GDP. 8 out of 10 for accuracy. Swedes are kind of seen
Damn,
as
8 out
the
of 10.
annoying, bragging relative that actually knows how to make money, has an actual population of more than 200 or whatever the other Nordics have, and thinks they're better than everyone else, to the point where they don't even bother socializing with other people. Hey, this might be a little bit accurate, like 5 out of 10 or something, but you know...
Why you gotta be...
So,
What?
I spent multiple hours of my life working on a section of this video that was meant to be here, but the entire thing got copyrighted.
No.
It's 7 a.m. in the morning. The sun has completely set, and I am pretty done with editing this video. So what I'm gonna do instead is summarize the key points that we're meant to be playing now. So essentially, the Swedish stereotypes of the other Nordic countries is number 1, Norway, rich. To accentuate that point, I have a $200 million Zimbabwean banknote.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, Finns are absolutely drunkards, but they are cool drunkards.
Yeah, that makes it better.
Danes, however,
That's different. They're not cool drunkards?
they're not cool, but they're drunk.
Oh, yeah, okay,
And then
yeah.
finally, Iceland. I mean, they don't really, exist. Do they? Okay, bro, sorry that we actually have humans living in our country, not just, animals. Oh, wait, you don't even have them, because you, genocide them. Danes are seen as, essentially incapable of fucking talking normally. They have the most horrendous accents known to man, and aside from the interesting animal stuff, they're generally seen as woke, head in the clouds, painting their entire apartment white, introverts, and depending on who you ask, Danes are either Germans that think they're better than Germans, or Swedes that think they're better than Swedes. This is true.
So they always just think they're better.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Surprisingly possesses a similar personality trait. Czechians. They are Slavs that think they're better than Slavs. At least in the UK, I think the stereotype about Czechians is that they're
Why is Czech Republic associated with adult content? Is it?
beer guzzling, crime affiliated Eastern Europeans, but this is fucking wrong. From experience, these guys totally distance themselves from all of Eastern Europe, but they have the worst roads in Europe. They have endless forests of commie blocks outside of Prague. Gambling is super popular. Beer and cigarettes cost nothing. Corruption and crime is prevalent, but they still pretend that Czechia is Western Europe. Hell no. They literally changed their country's whole ass
Let 'em
name
be.
for
Let
the
'em be.
sole purpose of sounding less uncivilized and disgustingly Eastern European and more German and good. The only accurate stereotype I've heard about Czechia is that their language sounds silly, so I'll give it a 1 out of 10 for truth. The other Slavic countries are a bit different though, because unlike Czechia, they don't completely despise their own identities. Instead, they actually have a lot of pride in their own identities, actually a bit too much fucking pride in their own identities. For example, Poland will refuse to take one singular immigrant because we need to preserve our cultural identity. Whilst at the same time, I'm pretty sure they have the biggest fucking diaspora in the world. Like 20 million Poles live abroad. The double standard is crazy. Uncle Ruckus type shit. I guess the stereotype about these guys is that they're drunk, violent, pickle-eating, cold-enduring
Pickle-eating?
And that's not true, okay? Whilst they might have a tendency to fight brutal wars against each other despite
It's also when their neighboring country makes pickles slightly different.
being extremely similar, just having a bit of a border between them. In general, I think these guys kind of defy the stereotypes. I've been to Poland a bunch, and funnily enough, they're like 10 million times more advanced than Czechia. Everything's spotlessly clean, the transport systems are super efficient, the roads are super well maintained, the shops are so convenient, especially Żabka, truly one of the best establishments in Europe. Poland is honestly more like a German city than any other German city I've visited.
It's more German than a German city, okay?
And if anything, the British tourists are the badly behaved drunk.
Oh my god, not the British people again. Drunken British tourists have become a serious problem. Oh my, what the f*** are you doing?
Violent ones out here, not the Poles. So 4 out of 10 for accuracy. The Baltics have some very varied stereotypes. Estonia, they're rich, stuck up, and LARP as Nordics, despite literally not that long ago being part of the Soviet Union. Not gonna lie, I've been. They speak essentially Finnish. Their food is essentially Finnish, and one thing's for sure, they drink like
Finnish?
And Tallinn honestly feels more Nordic than Helsinki, so I give this one 7 out of 10 for accuracy. Latvia is like the complete absolute opposite stereotype. They're broke Eastern Europeans that sit around all day drinking kvass in the forest. Yeah, it might be true the only reason Rail Baltica can't work is because the train would have to go through Latvia and they're corrupt and dead broke.
You don't get it yet, do you? I just gave you an opportunity of a lifetime, bro. And I'll be damned I'll be disrespected like this.
I don't know about the sitting around all day part. I don't know about the lazy allegations.
Me neither.
because
I've never
the
been
truth
there.
is, you have to be dedicated, be motivated. If you're gonna wake up at the crack of dawn and walk to the liquor store. The truth is, alcoholics are the hardest grinders in the world. They're always motivated, working around the clock, working so hard to get what they want in life, that being 45% black balsam. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10 for accuracy. Lithuania, now from my research, the only stereotype about these guys is that they're mean, like cold and
they're
unfriendly and introverted. Well, I was in Vilnius airport on a layover for like 45 minutes and some old lady told me which food spot I should avoid because it would give me food poisoning. So
That's
I
really nice. That's not mean at all.
disagree. She had my back and
Yeah.
she saved me from E. coli.
He's obviously a professional now because he was there for 45 minutes.
0 out of 10
Yeah.
accuracy.
Fascists have no voice. Shut up, German. Georgian Legion, not German Legion, you idiot. Georgia is a US state.
Oh my god, no! Oh
One
no!
of the main stereotypes about Georgians is that they're hospitable. This is even depicted in the main statue in the capital where the woman holds a bowl of wine to greet people who come as friends in one hand and a sword in the other for those who come as enemies. And you know, there have been a lot, I can't lie. And this stereotype is thankfully very true. I get constant DMs from people saying they visited Georgia because of me and they loved it, and the people were all very nice to them, gave them free food, free alcohol, and just a good time. So
that's
this
so
stereotype
nice.
is very true, and I'm very grateful for that. Speaking of alcohol though, there is also a stereotype about Georgians being drunk. Now listen, imagine drinking wine that tastes just like the
I feel like half of the stereotypes in Europe is just everyone's drunk.
grapes they were feeding Roman emperors. Sweet, but not too sweet, and it gets you drunk very nicely. Now imagine you have a whole cellar with literal tons of that wine. You're gonna be chugging it. Honestly though, yeah, this stereotype is partly true because people in rural Georgia get wasted. There's literally nothing there to do other than farm
And drink
wine. So outside of the cities, there's a huge drinking culture because literally everyone makes their own alcohol or the ethanol disguised as a drink named chacha, which goes up to 80% alcohol, which even the most alcoholic people can't stand more than 3 shots of. But Georgian villages really go crazy on the alc. I'm sitting on the table, I'm like, please, no more, no more. And then they pour up 2 full glasses of wine just for me. I'm just not built like that, bro. But in the cities, we just drink beer and cocktails. Also, I don't know if Geopol mentioned this, but Leo is a bad Literally anytime I get drinks with him, I Spy starts playing in my head because he always gets Aperol Spritz, which is literally reserved for Instagram model. This is the reason why I made a poll in which 91% or more than 1,500 people voted that Leo was in fact a twink. Another stereotype is that Georgians are very religious, and this stereotype is extremely true. Listen up, bro. If you've literally been only bordered by these buff Turkish and Persian men constantly trying to make you Muslim, and you flex on them by making pork shawarmas and putting 5 Christian crosses in your flag, you gotta have a certain level of dedication that most countries cannot get to. Every taxi driver passing by a church crosses themselves while they're driving for every church they pass.
Oh my God.
And a lot of people
didn't
get
notice.
surprised by this. But when you look at the history at this point, it's more of a fuck you to the constant invasions. So yeah, this
I mean, I would too.
stereotype is extremely true.
Moving on, we got Romania. Look, we all know the stereotype. We all know what I'm talking about. All I'm gonna say, I'm about 70% sure that during the singular day I was in Bucharest last year, someone attempted to pickpocket me. They were not successful, but you know, for some reason a guy brushed really close past my pocket in a completely empty pharmacy when I was looking around. So
Oh my
as far
God,
as
that's
I'm
crazy.
concerned, it's all accuracy. Like I'm seeing, all I'm seeing is accuracy. Nah, I'm joking. They do have other stuff to do in Romania than just pickpocket, like human trafficking. Talking about human trafficking, finally we got the Balkans. Now look, we talked about the Balkans a lot on this channel, and one of the real big stereotypes I get screamed at in the comments, in my DMs, on every single comment section in the world ever, is that they're all Turks. That every individual difference in this region of the world is completely invalid because they're all Ottoman fucking 100% Turkish Turks. And what I have to say about this is 0 out of 10 accuracy. If any of these obsessive, insanely devoted Ottoman nationalists did the tiniest bit of research, they would realize this entire region is rightfully North Macedonian land.
Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please don't forget to give a like to the video and subscribe to my channel. I also stream live on Twitch and on YouTube, so follow me on Twitch or just turn on the notification bell on YouTube to know when I go live. I hope to see you there. Bye!